Welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. This is your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Mind, coming with Black Minds News. Today's date, July 15, 2019. And I'm going to go over to the city of Chicago. Chicago has a neighborhoods are shown through students' eyes of my block, my hood, my city tour. Let me say that again. Chicago neighborhoods shown through students' eyes on my block, my hood, my city tour. Well, you know, as a whiteologist, I have to look at that story because why? You know, it's kind of like a safari, right? White folks are trying to rejustify, right? Switching black folks out, bringing white folks in, and it's kind of like history. How did the white man infiltrate into Africa? Well, you know, it's called the 3 M's, right? First he came with his merchants, then he came with his missionaries, then later it comes with the military. So I just want to look at this story and see, well, why? Again, we're not against having employment. And we know, especially in a city like Chicago, where the employment is very high because there's a high population of ADOS, right? American Descendants of Slaves. BADOS, as I like to say, Black American Descendants of Slaves. And somebody came, again, is the word I use, grandiose idea, that we're going to give the kids a summer job. And the summer job is we're going to let white folks come in and you will give them a tour of your block, telling them the history and showing them. And at the same time, if you know history, stay tuned for this broadcast. Again, this is the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. This show is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, inspire, incite, whether it's by websites, news reports, quotes from publications. We first over here give honor to the creator. Why? Because the creator don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this land that you call the United States, we as BADOS, as I call Black American Descendant of Slaves. Some may say Black African Descendant of Slaves. Others call themselves ADOS as American Descendant of Slaves. We give honor to our ancestors. And you know what my motto is? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Now again, this is the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. Stay tuned for this broadcast. All right, there. We had a little technical difficulty there. But again, hey, how's y'all doing? I'm Mr. Blows Your Mind, and I'm your host. And first and foremost, I want to say what's good to my subscribers. They're like, what are you doing, Mr. Blows Your Mind? What happened to the whole entire show? Well, because of the situation that Mr. Blows Your Mind is in, I came up with an idea. Maybe this might be better for the time being until we get back to the lab, right? And again, for those who will continuously, again, I have a segment on the show where I call Subscribers Choice. That means you send in articles. I see articles that are sent in to me, and when I do, I was presented on the show. There's a particular individual who knows who it is. I don't have to say him name. I say him name. You don't have to say him name. He knows who it is. Brother, I see everything that you do. Just because I'm doing the one hitters don't mean I ain't going to have a segment to put it in again. This is something new I'm trying to do. But be patient. I'm going to get it. I got it all. I just got it lined up. I got to figure out which ones I'm going to do. But first and foremost, thanks to all my subscribers who are subscribers to the show, who are avid watchers of the show, I thank you for your participation. Passerbys, if you should happen to go up under the mountains, up under the oceans, over a couple squirrels, up and down, up under, between, and found this damn show, you were one of the lucky ones, because welcome to the most hated show. This here, we always have a grand opening. You go down the aisle, see something you might like. If you see something you should just make you just like, wait a minute, I don't like that. Wait a minute, give me a second chance. Maybe you'll just understand that the truth don't need no partner, and some things could be here just for you just to know for yourself so that you can be better for your own self. Anything other than that, let's get ready to get into this show again. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Going into the city of Chicago. You know, Chicago's always talking about some bad things. I was talking about the violence and the crime. And again, there's a big hub for ADOS, BADOS. And I seen this story here. So let me show you this first, and then I'll be right back. Check this out, and let's get it.
This is not your standard city neighborhood tour. In addition to facts and trivia, there's a little bit of fun, all led by South and West Side youth.
It gives them presentation skills for college and also teaches them the history of their neighborhood.
Organization My Block, My Hood, My City offers these teenagers a chance to learn more about their neighborhoods by training them to be tour guides and ultimately lead tours of their own neighborhoods.
A lot of these students here, they order their food every day through bulletproof glass windows. There's an overwhelming presence of police in this community, just a divested area.
The 3-hour tour aims to connect local youth to areas they never knew existed and to connect Chicagoans to places they otherwise would not visit.
Instead of hearing about the deficits of the community, we want them to talk about the assets. So, hey, here's where Dr. King Jr. lived when he lived in North Lawndale.
This is the second year the organization has hosted these summer student-led tours. This one, walking through the North Lawndale neighborhood.
In 1854, the first municipal park was established.
Students we spoke with say they were surprised to learn about places just across the street from where they live.
I love this program. And it's a good program for kids to come and be successful in life and have a better opportunity than what they have.
And the local tourists say they love it too.
I had not heard of it before, and to be able to walk around with these kids and learn about their neighborhood is just so much fun. I never would have come maybe.
In addition to an educational component, the youth tour program also offers these students a paid summer job.
It's good because we're giving youth jobs. A lot of the kids don't have nothing to do in the summertime. What better way than to employ them to talk about the assets of their community?
The tours will continue throughout the end of August. If you're interested in signing up, you can just go to our website, abc7chicago.com, or check out our free news app.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.
All right, let's go into it again. Chicago neighborhood shown through students' eyes on My Block, My Hood, My City tour. It's often said that Chicago is the city of neighborhoods, and who better to educate others about those neighborhoods than the young people who live within them. An organization is helping students on the South and West Side to do just that this summer. Civic organization My Block, My Hood, My City offers teens the chance to learn more about their neighborhoods by training them to be tour guides and lead tours of their own neighborhoods. A lot of these students here, they order their food from bulletproof glass windows that you heard the brother said in there. There's an overwhelming police presence in this community, just as a diverse area, said the organization founder and CEO Jamal Cole. It gives them presentation skills for college and also teaches them history as a neighborhood. The 3-hour tour aims to connect local youth to areas that they never knew existed and connect the Chicagoans from outside these neighborhoods to these places they otherwise never visit. Instead of hearing about the deficits in the community, we want them to talk about the assets, Cole says. So, hey, here's what Dr. King Jr. lived when he lived on North Lawndale. This is the second year the organization has hoisted these summer students-led tours. Some of the student tour guides themselves were surprised to learn about places just across the street from where they lived. Again, you heard what the young brother said there. And again, let me just get into it. All right, so again, you heard that they just pretty much reiterated what was already said in the video. So ain't no need to go no further than that. Now, we have to look at this in two focus, right? Again, catch-22, double-edged sword, right? Cutting both ways, has two ways to look at this, right? Now, one aspect, somebody may appear and look at this, and it appears on face value that, look, it's a good thing. You give little niggers a job, right? They get to help and they get to interact with white folks and learn that we're not so bad after all. The kids get to learn more historical because, again, the way the dynamic in Chicago is, most kids don't even get off their block is because of the dynamic of the gangs and just the beefs. And so you don't want to be caught no way you're supposed to be. So this allows them to actually get a chance to be, in the other neighborhoods and learn about some of the institutions and structures and things of that. So it's all good, right? In this organization, you know what I'm saying, that we're doing good and just providing them some income. It's all good. Everybody's, well, okay. That being said. Now, again, if you understand the dynamic that's going up in Chicago, and again, the rejustification that's going on, again, I remember when they were putting, Rahm Emanuel putting them signs up there talking about the new Chicago, right? If you seen them sign of new Chicago, you say, wait a minute, what do you mean new Chicago? The only way it can be a new Chicago is kind of like when they telling you, I ain't going to get into that, but then again, you know what I mean. So that means that the old is going out and the new is coming in. Now, I was reading some articles talking about the millennials are talking about how they don't want to own homes, and I think it's fascinating that they live in, renting, buildings and so forth. And so with that being said, and again, Chicago is having abundance of millennials are coming in there and paying something again because they got money, right? Again, those millennials. We ain't talking about our millennials. We're talking about the other people's millennials, right? And so if you understand the landscape and how Chicago is, again, like I said, the demographics are changing. A lot of black folks are getting set out because, again, why? The rents are getting too high. Again, a lot of people leave it due to the simple part of the crime. It's not safe to raise little ones independent again. And so this program here looks like it looks good. But again, like I said in the beginning, when I tell you in the intro, talking about the 3 M's, merchants, right? Merchants. Then they come up with the missionaries, and then they come with the military, right? Well, that's pretty much what you see. When you see that, again, like they did in Harlem, when they started to implement that kind of that TMZ-ass truck, right? They're coming in, people coming in, talking about the tourism of the city, and they're getting to look at it. Again, it's kind of like a safari. These areas that white folks could not really traverse in because of the dynamic and the history and the stories that's been told about certain areas that just scared the shit out of them, that they was not coming in there. So what you did is you find a way to make it a business in a way that they get to see areas that they are planning on moving in. Because see, not too long after, a few years after they start putting that damn bus in Harlem, what happened now to Harlem? Harlem ain't Harlem anymore. Harlem is Harlem Heights. But again, if you know history, Harlem Heights was there before Harlem. And Harlem is something that has to do with white folks, the name Harlem. You understand? So let's not get this shit twisted. It's all his stamping about all his shit anyway. So, same thing here. A lot of these areas, white folks couldn't come up in there because they know, again, the stigmatization about the city and the high crime and the killing rate. White folks ain't finna just be traversing up in there. We need to be like the safaris in Africa. How you think they got up in Africa? They got somebody amongst them. Every time when you read in history, they always get somebody of the natives to get them in. A lot of times to be a women. And don't take it personal, women. Don't take it personal. To get the women, get sexed up. You know what I'm saying? She already probably had some, again, we're just going to say it. She had some problem because, again, how do you see him up when you ain't never met before? He look entirely different than you, and somehow you letting this thing get between your legs. So he done go ahead and put the foom-fop on you. He done fell in love. Now he telling, where's the Zuma treasure at? Where's his guns at? Who the motherfucker we need to go? How we get there? And all of a sudden, you all in love, right? And you telling every damn thing. Well, same thing here. It's the same thing here. So they come in, again, coming in soft, so it's a soft war. Well, they come in as a tour. And we're going to hire the kids, and they're going to send us around, and we're sitting here because we know what the city plans is, and a lot of us already know. Again, I'm going to tell it to you like this. Ghettos are owned by white folks. Let me say that again. Ghettos are owned by white folks. White folks fled out due to, again, some people will say that, again, it was black folks whooping white people ass. And then there's some will just say that white folks fled because, again, black people coming in, make their property go down and so forth. And anyway. So anyway, With that being said, right? So we're going to say that, okay, now they trying to come back in, right? They're coming back in. Ain't no trying, they is coming back in. So how do you go back to look at areas that you once had, or maybe probably you still got, and you want to see some of the redevelopment that's happening? You want to see the growth of the city, because now they got somebody in there. Again, they got a person of the alphabet peoples, right? Now the mayor there. And so now people got plans and ideas, and again, the whole thing is how do we get them up out of here without making it look like it's racial? Well, one thing you do is, again, you tax hike, which makes the rent rise, and people can't afford the rent, and then they're cutting out on housing. So what happens? We got to get these people, they got to go somewhere else. We got another designated area that we already got set up for you anyway. We just haven't told you yet. But just you find out when you start to get a place to rent, you'll find out all black people just like you are going to be in this area here, right? Right? This is how it goes, right? And so we have to just say this tour here, again, they just talking about some Gilligan's Island shit and say a 3-hour tour, shipwreck, and the next thing they ass can't leave, they're going to always be there. So they already kind of told you subliminally what they're trying to do. So again, black folks, always we getting the underhand. It seems like one thing to give me this hand, they shaking it, but that other hand got a knife behind it, about to stick it in your damn back, under disguise of looking like it's something doing something good. Now, some white person like him is like, come on, what are you always doing like this, nigga? No, we know how the game goes. Again, let's got around. We got some stripes now. You know what I'm saying? We've been around a little bit. We don't understand how the game go with y'all. So I just wanted to say this for those who might be in Chicago to see that, again, you don't even recognize. You might be at work or something. They got white folks all traversing up in there, going up in there, and they got the kids sitting there telling them all this stuff, getting them acclimated and getting, chummy with them and so forth and everything else. And they, again, bringing down their ADT. They can't have no defense mechanism, because why? I'm befriending with you. I don't see you as no threat. And then they teenagers now, by the time they get like 10 years from there, they won't be living in Chicago. They'll be like, we got tricked. We was sitting there. We allowed them to come in and do this and that. They could have never. Right. See? Because they already know the plans, the city plans and all that's already been set up. So again, we just have to look at for what it is. And there's just some information again for that for Chicago. Again, it's a good thing. This has some city jobs. Again, you growing up, you used to have city jobs. In the summertime, get the summer jobs, doing little stuff, then worked all summer down. You could buy yourself some clothes and all that good stuff. Always a good thing. But in a case like this, when I seen this, it just reminded me of history, of how to infiltrate subliminally, like we ain't coming here that. We really coming here to learn. No, you ain't. You scouting out the place. Go back and look in that Africa, that Sean Livingston and them, and how they brought him in, and supposedly he a merchant and he trading with them. But at the same time, he writing down the differences and how they look. He telling how to traverse, and then that's the only way they got into the interior of Africa. So what wouldn't be any difference here? I'm your whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Mind, coming with another black news show. And again, it is what it is. And before I get up out of here, for those who just come up here, I do this and stuff before to get you in and get you out of here, right? We had to, your contribution would always help. Again, this is the most hated show on the Black Corner of the Internet. And I am your host, the whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Mind. And this is Black Minds News. Until the next one, peace, love, and hair and all that, the good stuff.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Luther and I and everyone in this arena tonight are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on, and it definitely was not prepared for black people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they've died for. Right on. Hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the world.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saved 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish, but when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. All white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
5 months before me. 3. There are only 2 possible explanations. There were 5 months before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to You can't make me do anything like trick!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslim. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga, and if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
Well, I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true.
I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? It knocks the shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, Brother Greg, you coming by today? And I said, Malcolm, I love you. And I said, I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there. He said, what do you mean, Brother Greg? I said, well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East. And I said, but I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary, booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get 2 of us for the price of 1. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you.